let's make a painting. And of course, we're gonna start as usual. Put water on the glass, flip the page over, water on the back. Make sure the corners are wet so the paper doesn't flip over and do all kind of nonsense stuff. Okay, well, let's center this. Is that good? All right, there we go. But if I talk about that the last time, I will just put a little bit more in the corner. So make sure. Of course, we know we can put like over here, here, and here. We can put tape, masking tape. I do like the look of the tape when you remove it after you finish the painting, because of the natural matting that is formed. But I really do like the natural way, so I much prefer that. Okay, so we put even more water on the top. We'll take a lot of water here, create that beautiful color from blue and dark sea blue black. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start making some clouds. And by saying clouds, of course, I mean like a bunch of spots. There we go. And there we go. For the ground, we're just gonna grab whatever is left here from the green, from the previous paintings. This is one of the things I love to do. Just salvage whatever is left over from before, which one is great. This painting is gonna be all about the clouds, of course. That's why we push, and this looked like a rainy day too. That's why we push the horizon line so low, so we can have plenty of space for the sky. Take the multiple brush and try to blend everything. Now, of course, when we say blend in this situation, that really mean cover up the white spots, all the light spots that is left, without destroying the colors we just create. And that's another thing I found very true for my daily routine, my life itself. And once I create something, I hurry up to destroy it. Which one is, man, the stupidest thing ever. And usually that's how people are. Like, we're human, so we try to create something very hard and then we destroy it pretty easy. So it is what it is. Now for the ground, should we go just flat ground or should we make some kind of maybe mountains on the back? Not sure. I really don't want to drag the attention that much, but maybe we can make something out of this. Let's see. We're just gonna experiment with the palette knife. Yeah, why not? We'll make this. We'll make a multiple layers. Even if the mountains and the ground itself is in a lower part of the foreground, that doesn't mean we don't have to work on it. We can just simply adding these mountains here, create multiple layers on a foreground, midground. On a foreground, we're gonna create multiple layers that represent midground, foreground, and a background, but that's only for the foreground. So like here, how we call that? Hypocrisy? Yeah, hypocrisy, I believe, because the whole painting is got midground, foreground, and a background, and then the foreground itself got midground, foreground, background, and then keep going and going and going. So the sky start to develop, of course. Now we're going to take a clean brush, and what we're going to do is we want to pick it up the darkest spots of in our clouds and start tapping with the clean brush, of course. Start tapping and create our clouds. Now the clouds, well, the clouds itself, they're abstract, so it really, you can't really mess it up, if I gotta be honest. A lot of people say clouds are hard. Well, it depends what you try to do. If you try to make them like I guess, hyper-realistic, then you can, well, you gotta file particular way to do it. But if you try to represent clouds, well, it's pretty free. And just remove some of it. There we go. Of course, I'm gonna pick it up where I can have the highest contrast. Try to clean my clean brush and almost dry. There we go. And of course, later we'll come back to these clouds and make even more stuff with them. There we go. Now, of course, when we're dealing with something like this, is such a large area for the clouds, of course, it's gonna be tedious, most of the time boring. That's another thing I found out for making paintings. Not always is fun. I don't know. A lot of people say, I heard a lot of people saying it's, oh, it should be fun. If it's not fun, don't do it. And I kind of disagree with this. A lot of stuff I do because I love them, not because they're fun. Painting is not always fun. I don't think it's always fun. Sometimes it's depressing, sometimes, but man, I love it. And I think that's what driving me specifically for keep painting, because sometimes it's like annoying, it's boring, it's depressing, it's all kind of negative stuff, but you love it and you will do everything for it. This is like it's like your family members. If you get kids, or if you mom and dad and brothers, sisters, cousins, whatever, they're driving you crazy. They're annoying all the time, and yet you love them. So that's why you keep dealing with them. So let's go with a little bit of black and a little bit of bluey, a little bit of water, of course. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna form this very strong contrast here. And of course, we're gonna go all around it. We want to have a contrast. Here it is. Here it is here. Here it is here. And here. There we go. Now, of course, down here. What we want to do down here? Well, I think I'm gonna continue with the high contrast, and that's gonna help us shaping and showing that mountains pretty well. There we go. Now, of course, we prepare the painting. This is not gonna be, there we go. This is not the final decision for that painting, of course. Now what we're gonna do is exactly the same thing like before, but this time we have whatever is left on under. And what we're gonna do this time, instead of like moving and try to blend everything, we try to, of course, blend everything, but then try to represent some kind of movement. How we're gonna do this? Well, simply by moving the brush in an almost circular way, like a half circle. So when I'm pushing, I'm doing this. So we can have movement actually showing up. And be very gentle. I'm very gentle here. I don't try to push hard. There we go. Now, for the ground, we're gonna take some green, we're gonna take some black, and of course, we can leave the mountains like this. I don't think it's fair. Even they're small, I think they still deserve a chance. So we can have their edges right here. It's not a big deal. Plus, we need to have time until the sky dry out, so we gotta wait anyway. We gotta decide where our light is gonna come, and I'm assuming the light is coming from the top, so our mountains is gonna have some kind of throwing shadow down. There we go. we're gonna take a clean brush. I would much prefer the flat one, because the flat ones give me a lot of control over the hard edges. There you go. We don't want to clean too much in the mountains. We still want them to have some color. Okay, now this is fine. And for the final part, of course, we're gonna go back to the clouds and try to make them a little bit more fluffy. There we go. I don't want to go down the clouds. I just want to show the tips of the clouds. I don't want them to be very contrasty anymore. I want them to be more blended, but also we all want to see where is the top of the clouds. There we go. And pretty much tapping, tapping, tapping. And of course, you can see I'm using only the parts where I can have a really high contrast, and that's about it. Here I can extend here and there, but like this part I can extend. Clean the brush, of course. There you go. Not too strong, but you can tell where it is. Same thing here. There we go. A big cloud. And of course here is going to be small clouds because everything is going, it's moving far away from us. Here is going to be a good way to show the movement that we're talking about. So that's going to complement the whole brush strokes that we put earlier with the multiple brush. It's just going to support that. Of course, here we have the small clouds. There we go. And here we're going to put one big. We're going to shape it. And now we're going to remove it. We have a bristle here, of course, because why not? They got to be everywhere. Super annoying, by the way. These hairs are everywhere, man. It's like having a cat in a painting. That's pretty much what it is. Okay. Now we're going to change a little bit here and here. Here I want to have a little bit more fluffiness. Now one thing I don't agree here, and I will fix it right away, and that's probably the last thing we're going to do, is I don't like I lost the contrast between the sky and the mountains. I really don't like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take black and blue, and while everything is still wet, I'm going to show up that contrast. I really want to be firm with this. There we go. And of course we're going to help it blend. Okay. Now, another thing. Of course we can leave it as it is. Just a couple options. I will probably not do it, but you can put white gouache here for even higher contrast, so you can show up the mountains. You can work on the clouds a little bit more if you want. For example, I said I will not show it, but if you want to have a little bit more of that movement, so you can make a connection with the top portion of the clouds and the bottom portion, of course, you can do this. But why not? I already started. But there's a ton of options, man. You can keep adding stuff and removing stuff as you please. One of the things sometimes I don't stop like this time is because, clouds in our world change all the time. So you have the perfect excuse to keep going. Maybe 5 seconds ago, this clouds was like more pointy, now it's more fluffy. So really in the nature they keep changing, so you gotta pick up your favorite one. But yeah, they do change all the time, man. It's like you can keep going. It's not a biggie. All right, yeah, I think that time to stop. And there you go. Watercolor, abstract, landscape.